Fig fam, how are we? Figs and coffee, and look what my wife got me for my birthday. Fig fam, that's you guys. This is a custom mug. I'd love to make this mug. If you guys are interested, I'll put the link in the comments on the artist who made this for me here in the southern North Carolina area. But I'm thinking about making mugs for the Fig fam. So let me know if you'd want one, and I'll set something up and maybe put it in Phil's Figs website for everybody. So let me know. But guys, it's summer, it's hot, and I'm trying to get everything squared away. I had to switch hands because the art's on this side, but I love it so much. I got the nursery just getting watered away with my irrigation system. If you guys are curious on what my irrigation system is, check out the link there. It's on my Amazon store, and it is on Rainpoint's website as well, because that's my timing system. I have a lot of fig babies that, especially these ones right here, you need to go into 3 gallons. And I have other ones here that are in 3 gallons that need to go in 5 and 7 gallons. And so I'm ready to do that, except I don't have the soil to do so, but I have the ingredients and I need to make it. But we're gonna go over today. We're gonna make potting mix for fig trees. The fig food, right? For these babies that I get to grow here in the Southeast. This recipe has kind of undulated and changed over time versus on what's available, what is convenient, and ratios that pertain to moisture control as well as drainage. So let's check it out. It's a framework for you guys to build out at home with what you have, right? It doesn't have to be a specific brand. It doesn't have to be a specific type of composition, as long as it does the same function. So we're talking about peat versus coconut coir versus there's other types of filler now that's made from cardboard and newspaper and things like that, right? That are more sustainable, more financially responsible. When I'm doing figs at scale like this, if you guys have only a few trees, get some really nice organic potting mix and call it good. I'm okay with that because you want your fig trees to be the best version possible with the most amount of time you have available to do so. But I have an awesome fig recipe if you guys are interested, and I'm gonna walk you through how I make it. So let's check out Phil's Fig Food over here. All right, Fig fam, here's the recipe. Simple and easy. If you wanna make it yourself, this is good for not just fig trees, but any fruit trees except for citrus. Citrus needs to have way more porous soil. And basically what you do with citrus, and I'll tell you at the end of the video again, but you take this exact recipe, you take half of that and then a half soil conditioner, and you blend that together. But for fig trees, fruit trees like persimmons, apples, pears, things like that, peaches, nectarines that you want to grow in a container, this stuff's awesome. But it all started with the foundation of fig trees, which I think are also ideal as the first fruit tree you should ever grow. Even if you're in a colder climate and grow them in containers. I think it's one of the best container fruit trees you can grow, and it's one of the best in-ground fruit trees you can grow, whether you're an expert or a beginner. And using this soil mix will just set you off on the right foot if you want to make your own soil mix. And frankly, this potting mix is great for anything that I've been growing. It's just a great, well-rounded ratio for here in the Southeast, and even anywhere up and down the Eastern Seaboard where my parents grow up in the Northeast as well. First off, I'm just gonna lay out my tarp, and everything is a simple ratio. And everything is a ratio of what? 1 bucket. So if it's 2 parts of something, it's 2 buckets. If it's 1 part of something, it's 1 bucket. If it is 4 parts of something or 1/4 of something, you just measure it out like a giant measuring cup. Ratios don't have units. And honestly, in gardening, if you get the theory of things, they don't have to be so exact. You can kind of float around. And I think cooking can be the same way, right? You want it close enough, but in gardening, if you have some resiliency for being flexible, I think that's totally fine. I have 1 separate shovel. My shovel that I use for this is separate from my other shovels because I try to keep anything that's been exposed to root knot and nematodes separate from my potting mix. As a plant nursery, I want to maintain consistency. So this is my nematode-free shovel. I use this just for the compost, for filling up containers, and making soil right here. Same goes for this tarp. All right, so first up we have compost. And I like to use from my local buddy here in the North Carolina area, Wilmington Compost Company. Thanks Riley and his team. And it's 2 parts compost. And he has pretty coarse compost. I asked him his pH and he said it was 6.8. And it was still cooking when he dropped it off back in April, so I let it sit for a while, and it just, when I apply this compost to my raised bed gardens, to my fig trees as an amendment, you can see the instant transition when they start capturing that healthy soil and take off growing. And it's kind of coarse. There's a lot of mulch pieces in it, so you don't need as much soil conditioner, but we're gonna get to that in a second. And this is why you do this over the tarp in case it spills. So 2 parts, compost. Next up, I am using peat this time. I try to use coconut coir. When I use peat, it tends to be a little acidic, like we're talking down to the 5s. So that's a little too acidic for figs. So what I do is I'll add a secret ingredient after I apply it here. But it's 2 parts peat or coconut coir. And sometimes with peat, it comes in compressed and dry and it's really condensed. So I've been using one for a while. It stays out in the open air and actually expands and gets moisture to it. If you have a fresh brick of it, go ahead and air it out, let it expand. You can even put it in a container with a little bit of moisture and let it get saturated first. Otherwise, when you make this mix, you want to hose it down before mixing it all together. It's a key part there. But 1 part. 2 parts peat. Now I use perlite in my mix, and it's really important to use perlite and make this mix outside, right? I like to get these big 4 cubic feet orders of them. You can get them on Amazon, or I get them at my local plant suppliers and garden stores. But perlite is just cooked rocks that become really light, airy, and porous, which is what they're doing for your soil too. I like to do this. I like pour it, I'll step away. In fact, when I have a new bag, I'll actually rinse it down because you don't want to kick up all those dust particles and breathe them in. Great, so I was able to put in that 1 part perlite. 1 part left, ready? Pretty rad. Called soil conditioner, and it's not always labeled soil conditioner. In fact, it's really just fine mulch. Right here, I have fine pine bark mulch or pine bark fines or mulch fines, but the greater terminology we use in the gardening world is soil conditioner. And honestly, if you can't find it, mulch is just fine. But this provides a unique attribute to your potting mix where you have aeration and you also have long-term breakdown of organic matter that can also feed the plant over time. And we're just going to use 1 part of this. And this is a fun tool to have if your compost is dense. If you're using really dense compost, like some of that cow manure compost or some of the mushroom compost, which still has more aspects to it, can be really thick and sludgy, which is fine for good organic matter. But for potting mix, it might be too heavy and dense. So a great way to air it out while still providing organic matter is mulch and fine mulch, which can be also spoken to and what I refer to it as soil conditioner. So I have 1 part of that. This is about a 7-gallon container, maybe 10. We're going to go with 7. When you have peat in there that's acidic, I usually do 1 tablespoon of garden lime per gallon of peat to bring the pH up. So if I did about 14 tablespoons, it's like a cup and a half, and I'm okay doing that with my hands. So go ahead and sprinkle that garden lime in. It's like 2 handfuls or so. And I'll do a third because figs just like that nice calcium and magnesium contribution that garden lime provides. If you are using this potting mix for anything that's going to a 3-gallon or larger pot, I'm okay with you adding slow release fertilizer to it right now and mixing it all in. I'm just using a standard well-rounded mix for gardens and fruit trees, and go ahead and spread that all in. If you were doing this for 1-gallon container trees, I would omit this part. They don't need that much fertilizer quite yet. Go ahead and add in some fertilizer, and it will really invigorate the microbiome that's in there and make those nutrients immediately or sooner bioavailable to your plants. So here's the fun part with the inner kid in all of us. We get to mix it up. And I like to spread it out, and this is where the helpful part of the tarp really comes in. The more you can spread it out without spilling over, the easier it is to mix together. And doing it on a tarp gives a nice little hack, because it gives you leverage when mixing. So I'll go ahead and I'll turn it with the shovel a few times while I'm spreading it out. It doesn't have to be perfect, and once it can be as perfect as you want it to be, but try to mix them all together. But when you spread it out, you can use the tarp, and you don't want to overload it, right? Fold it back in on itself together. And I do this about 3 times. As I'm spreading, I'll turn it. You can see it's mixing in so well. So I only turned it about 1 or 2 times, but you can see the compost and the soil conditioner, it's hydrated enough. We didn't have to rinse it this time, but peat when you buy it is quite dry. So you can see when it's already hydrated, it's easier to mix with your compost, your soil conditioner, your perlite, and the fertilizer is mixed in there as well. So go ahead and we'll turn it a few more times. And I'll do this about 2 to 3 times depending on how I mixed it in the first place. That's looking good. I'm going to do this one more time, but having it on a tarp and folding it in is so easy to mix because spreading it out takes way less energy. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll spread it out one more time. And guys, gardening is a nice little workout, huh? Try to do this in the morning before the heat of the day or do it in a shady spot. So I'm doing it in the morning and in a shady spot. And I'm going to go jump in a pool after this. But I want to show you how easy it is to make a large amount of potting mix. I did a small portion. You could do it on a larger tarp with a larger amount, but I wanted to show you the ratios and how it comes out afterwards. And as you can see, I'll try to dig and I look for pockets where it's not well mixed. This looks great, guys. And again, you see right here, there's a little extra perlite here, there's a little extra compost here. We're not breaking the bank. Plants are resilient. The majority of it is in fact mixed. You can see how light and fluffy it is from mixing, but also the composition where you have a great ratio of rich organic matter and porous medium for drainage. So this thing is ready to go into some new homes for pigs. I keep these big nursery pots. I reach out to local landscape companies who hook me up with them, or you can find them affordable on Amazon. We'll go ahead. We're going to move this into here like this. Boom, look at that. A jug and a half fresh potting mix. I can do this probably 3 more times and I'll have enough for all of my new fig plants that need to be up potted for a while. And what's great about using a tarp and not too big a tarp is that now I have a little bit left here. It's been all contained. Just kind of shake it together like chips at the bottom of a bag. And shake it right into the container. This is a 6 foot by 8 foot tarp. So let's recap actually. Well, there you have it. An easy way to make a great fig tree potting mix for all your container figs, for all your container fruit trees, and your container fruits and veggies as well. It does really well in this. If we're going to make citrus, I would take this exact mix and I would go 1 part of this and 1 part soil conditioner. So you're really just having a nice, well-draining soil with a little bit of organic matter. They really like that well-draining, airy soil. For fig trees, though, they are resilient. I've seen them grow in all kinds of conditions, but ideally, to jumpstart them, this mix does really well for me, and I just wanted to share it with all of you guys. I'm curious, what kind of soil mix do you guys use? Do you make your own? And if you do, what's your recipe? How does it compare to mine? Guys, if this was helpful for you, like, subscribe, reach out with questions. I'm here to help you grow fig trees. I'm here to help you grow fruit trees, and I'm here to help you garden. Cheers, Fig Fam.